everybody, and thank you for tuning into this edition of Hanging Out with Temi. On Hanging Out with Temi, my name is Temi Ajayi. And today, of course, I don't do life alone. I've got a beautiful and amazing power. I cannot overstretch how powerful and how beautiful you ladies are. I'm really grateful to have you in my life, and I hope the people are grateful to have you in their lives as well. So welcome. How are you doing, my ladies?
Good. Temi, how are you?
I'm looking. I can see HOWT Boutique on someone. Ima, Iko, thank you for showcasing HOWT Boutique. I'm going to throw it in. I'm going to throw that in, Ima, because you're looking stunningly amazing.
It's gorgeous. Have a look. You can do so much with it, so I can go fully.
Oh, nice.
Check it out at HOWT, baby.
Ima, you must be learning from your boys, all right? Flying the color. How have you been, Ima? The last week we missed you was your 25th wedding anniversary, and you look 25 yourself.
Oh dear.
Everyone says it. I'm not the only one. Everyone says it.
Feeling the love, people. Lovely to be here.
And so what did you do? Can you share with us where you are?
I'm thinking, not yet. Watch this space.
Okay. All right, then, no worries. Can I check Heidi? I know you've been driving all day today.
Yes, I've been driving all day. It's been a very busy day since 8:30. I've had so many places to go to, things to do, and driving the kids around. And I picked up my book, my new book.
What? You picked up the book?
Yes.
I know Helen is in the book.
Yeah, so this is called A Mother's Journal, and Helen will tell you about it.
Helen, you are in the book. I know the secret.
Yes, I'm in the book.
Tell us about the book, ladies. What's up?
So the book is 12 authors. That's a collaborative effort by 12 authors, each of us having written about a story about our mothering experience, or from our mothering experience.
Wow, I can't wait to get it. I've got all these books that I haven't read, but no, I'm back in my zone. I have to start reading them. But who do we buy from? Do we get half the book from Helen and half from AD because we want to buy just one book? What do we do? But anyway, I think
I'll put it out there. I'll buy two copies, one from Helen and one from.
You can do the show. You can do your show for all I care. I'm buying one. But last week was amazing, and the people we had last week, everybody wants them back, and we've been getting some more questions for them. So that was good for the winners. But this week is gonna be even more amazing, and we miss our lady Liz. Liz is not here tonight, and she sent her apology. She's gonna be here next week. There's emergency contingencies that she needed to care for, but it's all good. So Liz, we miss you. Can't wait to see you next week. But yes, it's been powerful. So this week edition is going to be another topical topic. In fact, I was talking about this with a couple of people beforehand, and then Ellen spoke with me the other day, and she mentioned the same thing. I'm like, this is the time for this topic to be spoken about. So I think one of our guests is coming. We're going to have 4 guests today. 2 newly arrival migrants, and then 2 long-timers. So they're going to talk to us about their experiences to be a new migrant in Australia. So we're going to go straight on. We're 8 minutes into the show, so straight on. We're not going to waste time. We're going to ask about experiences. I've got a lot of experience myself when I first arrived in this country. It's unbelievable. I think you should invite me on this show and truly let me talk about my experience, because it's just going to take the whole day. But it wasn't very easy at all, not knowing where to go, not knowing who to talk to. And quickly, I'll tell you one of my experiences before I go straight into the next person. You know, I was going to braid my hair like this. And I was looking for a hairdresser everywhere. This was in 1999. Couldn't get anyone. So my Aussie friend took me to Footscray and said, I'll help you. So she drove me to Footscray. And I got to a shop and the lady said, oh, we'll do it for you. I'm like, who owns this shop? I was curious because I saw something like artifact like Africa. And then she goes, oh, a lady, her name is Fumi. I'm like, Fumi? Say again? Let me write the spelling down because of the accent. So I wrote it as Fumi. Who is this person? This person is actually from my village. So I write it, I know. I said, give me the phone number of the Fumi. And the lady, the Fumi is coming on the show tonight. It's one of the ones coming. And then I said, give me the phone number of the Fumi. She gave me, I'm like, hello, my name is Temi. Fumi, no sorrow, spoke my dialect. I'm like, excuse me? In this Melbourne, where are you? And then she goes, I've got one shop here, one shop there. I said, where exactly are you? So she told me she's on Cloberg. So I said, I will be there. How long? 30, it doesn't matter how many minutes. And my friend, the Aussie, said, Temi, I think it's a little far. I'm like, drop me here. I'm taking taxi. Goodbye. I need to see this woman. And that's how I got to Auntie Fumi's shop. I was blown. I was so happy, connected to her from there. And we began to settle. So that's a little bit of my story. But I know Heidi's got some fantastic story. Heidi,
I call it fantastic, and you call it fantastic now. It was so painful when I first came to Australia, and you know, I was in a very strict family, and I never was allowed to go and play outside and all of that back home in Egypt. So when we came to Australia, they put me straight to where my grandparents lived. They put me in a high school there. So I was in year 10 at that time. So imagine a girl coming from Egypt and they put her in Collingwood High School. And yes, so I got like this cultural shock I cannot imagine. I can't even explain. So we went to meet the principal. And I have never, ever, ever seen a man with earrings in my life. And I have never... Earring, yes, and I've never seen a man with a ponytail. So I met this man who happens to be the principal of the school with an earring and a ponytail, and he shakes hands with me and he says, please call me Paul. And I'm like, I'm ready to faint because I have no idea what kind of a creature this is. Is this a man, or is this a woman, or is this something else that lives in Australia? That's neither. And I was so scared to the extent that I fainted. I physically fainted because I didn't know what was this. I had no idea. No idea what could this be. It didn't look like a man, but it sounded like a man. And it had like hair around, and I was going, what is this? And what I was thinking, this is a different creature that lives in Australia. And I don't know, I'm not aware what is this. So it was such a difficult time, and it was not easy, but...
What year was that, Heidi?
Sorry?
What year was that?
1990.
1990, wow.
So interestingly, looking back at then to now, what do you make of that moment?
Well, look, I just didn't have the knowledge and the information. I was never told that men can actually wear earrings and they can have long hair and they put it on a ponytail. Like, it's okay. It's an okay thing here. But back home, it's not an okay thing. I've never seen anything like that back home. It's like socially, it's like I was trying to make sense of what I was seeing. I didn't know how to make sense of it.
You know what? You know, when people come, Heidi, how much thing do you tell people? How much, you know, you don't know how much you tell. This story you told us now is something that will not even come to your forefront at all. But that is why this episode is really good, because it will broaden our horizon, so you can think really fast. If you're bringing your child, you don't just try and look at what you think is not in your country where you're coming from. Talk to them about everything broadly. We cannot we cannot finish it. But I think our guests are here. I'm going to admit them. Excuse me to admit them, please. Are they together? Hello, hello. Welcome to Hanging Out with Tammy. How are you doing? Can you hear us? Welcome to Hanging Out with Tammy. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
We're doing well, we're doing well. Please, I know you've been watching the ladies on the show, but it's my duty to still introduce you to them. The lady in pink, is it pink or purple, Heidi?
It's pinkish purple.
Pinkish purple, that's Heidi. Please, Heidi, welcome our guests.
Hello, and thank you so much for coming over with us today. I know this is going to be great, amazing. We're going to ask you beautiful questions and you're going to answer all of it. Thank you.
And Ima is the lady in boutique, HOWT boutique attire. That's Ima Iko. Ima, please welcome the guests.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hi.
And the only colored amongst us is Helen Powell. Can you please, Helen, welcome the guests?
Hi.
Hi, Ellen.
Hello, Helen.
Helen is so thick-skinned that she can't be bothered with all our shenanigans. She knows that. So welcome to the show. Would you please introduce yourselves to us so we all know you? Thank you.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Good man.
I'm Chariot Ishola. I'm a community service worker. I came to Australia 5 years ago. I came with 3 kids, but now we're 4.
Nice.
Welcome, Jariat.
Welcome, Jared. And the man next to you.
Hi, my name is Adekunle Ishola. I'm a certified ethical hacker. As she said, we came to Australia 5 years ago with 3 kids and we've got 4 kids now.
Welcome,
Did you hear his job? Ethical hacker. Gonna hack the computer.
Wow.
but this is ethical. It's very ethical. Welcome to the show and thank you for honoring our invitation. We've got quite a lot of questions for you. You ready?
Yeah. We're ready for you.
I'm gonna start. Adekunle. How do you want the ladies to call you? Kunle.
Yeah, Kunle, Adi, yeah, whichever is.
Adi, his name is Adi, in case you want to ask him. Initially, Adekunle, settling in Australia, how was that for you? When you came in 5 years ago, 5 years is just not far away. So
Well, that's like a question that's going to bring me back to 5 years ago and actually giving me goosebumps now thinking about it. It wasn't easy at all. It was very difficult. Very, very difficult. I had so many things to go through, you know. It was like getting to Australia for me was like going into a different country, you know, as into a different world. Like I was just being reborn or something, you know. I got in here with different things in mind. My expectations were different from what I was seeing, you know. What I had in mind was like I was going to go somewhere that would be like, you know, that would be different in terms of infrastructure and all that, and you know. But when I got in, it wasn't really very different. As in, it was like, still the same roads, still the same people, still everything. Yeah, well, okay. That gave me a kind of feeling that I could actually cope and I was going to like do great and all that. But all of a sudden, it became very difficult right from the airport, you know. The first thing was the weather. It was so cold because we came in around, it was like end of March, so we're like almost getting into winter. So like coming in from Nigeria, we just had flimsy jumpers, you know. Like when I spoke to people about Australia, they were like, okay, yeah, because they've been here, they're used to the cold and all that. So they just thought, okay, with those jumpers, I could actually cope. And, you know, I got the same kind of jumpers for the kids and all that. So when we got down from the airport, and then when we were still in the airport, it was still okay because it was warm and kind of warm and okay. But as soon as the guys are going to pick us up outside and called us to come out, and then we got outside and then it was very windy and then the cold and everything was like 3 degrees. I've never seen such in my life. You know, I came in from a country that the average temperature is about 30 degrees, you know, 27, 30 degrees. Normally it's always raining, tropics and all that. And coming here and getting to 3 degrees, I was actually freezing, and I was like, what's going on here? Where am I? And that's the first thing, the temperature. And
I think when they tell you, Kule, when you look at the weather, even when they tell you that it's cold, you actually don't comprehend how cold is cold. You think, it's not going to be like freezing to death, maybe it will be manageable, because you will have known that the Australian weather, or maybe you didn't check the season, but you know that it's fairly cold here.
No, I know it was going to be cold. I actually checked. I did a bit of research. I did my own work, but yeah, I was like, you know, I really couldn't place it. You know, like 27, 30 degrees, and then you're moving down to 3 degrees. What's the variation? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be difficultly cold, or what's it going to? I wanted to know. It's like unknown. You know, I wasn't sure what I was going to face, and then I asked people, "How do you guys cope in the cold?" Well, I was okay because I felt, well, people live in there, and then there are so many people from Nigeria and other Africans living there, so that means I can live there too. So it's not like I won't be able to cook. How do you guys cope, you know? And they were like, well, we wear clothes, you know, we wear winter clothes and all that. So what is winter clothes? Jackets or blazers or what? You know, I've never had to dress for winter in my life. It's always like, you know, I like where I came from is tropics, so it's always like hot, you know, flimsy clothes, t-shirts when you're going to work. Yeah, and all that. You even have to use AC to make yourself feel cool, you know? So I was like, okay, jumpers and all that. So I got jumpers. What I didn't know was I was supposed to put on like 3, 4 clothes, you know, like maybe like 4 shirts or something to make it. Okay, but yeah, when we got down, then lucky we got into the car that was heater and all that. Then the next thing I actually encountered that was really very, very good again was the accent.
Accident?
Accent.
Oh, accent. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna jump quickly to the question. So you were very cold and you didn't have enough information as to what sort of jacket. Even if you want to buy wind cheetah in Nigeria, you're not going to get the one that's going to be really appropriate for this weather. So you actually need to get here to be able to go straight, or the people picking you up from the airport, you tell them to bring your, because that's what we do. We go with a lot of coats to give to people from the airport when they come. But the other one is cultural shock. What was the shock like to you? I'm going to ask Jared. What was the experience? What sort of shock did you get when you came here?
Actually, I was in the first place. Let me say, I'm not in support of us moving to Australia. I wasn't in support at all, because I've always been hearing from my auntie, uncle, when they come to Nigeria and you ask them something, they tell you, oh, it's not easy, it's not easy. So when my husband and I said, oh, we're going to Australia, I was like, wow, how can you go to where it's not easy? It wasn't easy, we were there. So
Helen, did you hear that?
I missed it. Can you change, is your volume up?
Yes, I think so.
It's up? I can barely hear you.
Okay, it wasn't easy. She said it wasn't, they were told it wasn't easy. So why would your husband want to come to a place where everyone says it was not easy there? Keep going, Jared.
All right, why do you want us to move to where my auntie, when she come back home, she said it's not easy. My uncle, even friends, when they come back home, they say, oh, abroad is not easy, it's not easy. Everybody says it's not easy. So now you said you want to take me to where it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. So I said, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Early then, this man tricked me and said, okay, you know what? Just help me with the keys to Australia. When you get to Australia, I'm going to buy you tickets to return back to Nigeria. Then I said, okay, I'm good.
For that.
So we moved here. Right from the airport, everything was like, wow. Then, my mind was made already that it's not easy. So when I even see things from the airport, I say to him, it's not easy. So we're going to cope with it. But me, I'm going to leave you here with the kids. I'm going back home.
Wow.
I'm not ready to stay with this life of not easy. I'm going back to my comfort zone. I'm not ready to stay here. Gradually, we moved to the airport. We came in with money. We didn't know anyone, no relations, nothing.
We're going to get there, Biodu, because the ladies have got questions for you.
Okay.
I understand exactly what you're saying, because I wasn't going to come either. It took me years for me to settle, because you don't leave certainty when you're doing well to come to, when everything, in Nigeria, I had my company. My husband had his company. We were doing extremely well. There's no reason under the sun to come. And then we came, everything was like, all the money I brought was finished. So I know exactly what you were saying. I brought my money from Nigeria. They use it to pay whatever. They finished all my money and they didn't have anything. So I was going to go back myself. So I understand exactly what you're saying. And, but you will be fine. You'll be fine.
So I think in the light of that, when you said it wasn't easy, I'm interested to know, you know, you had this idea that it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And then you came here, you know, did you still think that things were hard? I'm guessing when you say it's not easy, you're thinking about how hard it is to live here. Was that your experience?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, my mind was set to, it's not easy. So when I got here, even if something is easy, I'm still like, oh, it's not easy. Because I have this mindset that it's not easy. And you know, as a woman, even all the journey, right from day one, I think it's not even easy because we spent weeks in the hotel paying bills.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next question.
Yeah, so the next question that I had for you then, in the light of that was, so when we think about access to someplace different, we think about banking, we think about Centrelink, you know, services. How easy was it for you to access those services? Or how difficult was it for you to access those services?
You know, if you don't have information, you are not, because on the website where we apply for our skilled migrant, it wasn't written there that we have access to Centrelink payments when we, you know. So when we came in, we believe we're going to take care of ourselves first. Yeah. We're going to be the one to settle ourselves. So we didn't have the mind of going to Centrelink. We didn't have enough information about that. So regarding to Centrelink, it was until we met someone that is ready to give us that information, and the person said to us, well, why are you guys still struggling? Don't you have access to Centrelink? Then we're like, Centrelink? Yes, we know Centrelink. Yeah, but what's Centrelink for? What is Centrelink? You know, what do we have to do?
Okay. So navigating this.
How to do with our struggle, you know?
Yeah. So what about things like transportation and food and, you know, accommodation, those basic things?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take that as in, because basically it was very difficult commuting, as in moving around from one place to the other. I was the one that started moving first. She was just staying with the kids, and then, you know, initially, as in, there was nothing to eat. The people that picked us up dropped us in the hotel, and yeah, as in, when I tried the hotel food the first day, nobody could eat it. It was just like waste of money. You know, it was like, it tasted all different, and I'm like, what's this? This is not food. It looks, I don't know, it doesn't taste right. I thought I was buying something very common, as I was buying rice. And yeah, but it's rice, it's jasmine rice. I was like, it doesn't taste the same. I really couldn't comprehend it. Nobody could eat it. So I had to like, okay, yeah, so what's going on? As in, I asked the guy, where's the next place? As in, like a convenience shop or somewhere I can get snacks or get food, things we can eat. And then he said, oh, just down the road. I had to walk. Down the road was like maybe like 2 kilometers or something. It wasn't like, so I was like, this guy said down the road. As in, is that how you guys walk here? In Nigeria, I was never really used to like walking. I was always driving everywhere, as in, you know, even if I, so like, yeah, because of the country and then the temperature and the climate.
Sometimes we stay in the car and they bring your bread to
you. They bring everything to you, you don't have to.
I'm gonna hold 1 second, please. I think our next guests are coming. Please let me hold that thought of yours because I'm interested in your transportation.